Hey everybody, thanks for joining today. I am really excited because I am sitting down with Julie Kazmi, who owns the who owns the Silver Fox on Garnett. And if you've been in Pacific Beach for more than 2 minutes, you are probably familiar with the Silver Fox. It is a fixture. It has a storied past and a long past in Pacific Beach, and so I'm really thrilled to be able to dive into this with you. Thanks, Julie.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk with you also.
Oh, terrific. Well, give us a little bit of background. The if I have this right, the Silver Fox has been there since 1975. Uh,
That's
I don't think
correct.
you've owned that whole time. How did you come into owning the Silver Fox, and what was your background before that?
Well, let's see. Back in '72, my folks had a bar down the street that they started up. It was called Stingers, and my mom actually designed it, designed the logo, built the bar. My dad built the bar actually, and then a few years later, they sold that to buy the Fox. So they bought the Fox in 1980, and I would come down and I would help my mom in the office count money and stuff. And I was just a little kid, probably 8 years old. So she put me to work pretty young.
I just got to be an amazing and interesting place to grow up. Now,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, and there might be a few in Pacific Beach who haven't wandered down those stairs. How would you describe the Silver Fox?
I like to think of it as a fun neighborhood bar, a safe place for people to meet and hang out, meet new friends, bring old friends. Um, we are proud to be a dive bar. A lot of us, we haven't really changed a lot since, I guess, probably the 90s. We still have the classic cheetah carpet,
Oh
and
yeah,
yeah,
no,
every now and again I change the front color, but that's about it.
yeah. I was looking at a picture from the '70s of the Fox on your website, and it looks exactly the same. Maybe like a little extra signage, but other than that, same place.
Yep, yep. No, we're a regular staple here. We don't change a whole lot,
Yeah,
and
and
I don't think people want us to change. I think if we did change drastically, people would be just so mad about it.
I think you're right. And I was actually just going to kind of ask you, what do you think people love about the Silver Fox? But I think that's probably first and foremost, it's just a staple.
Yeah,
It doesn't change.
right.
Um, anything, and obviously big changes aren't in the plans, but is there anything coming up that you have, events or things that people should know about the bar that maybe even the people who have been there a few times might not know?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I think a lot of people don't realize that we have a pretty old, rare license, which enables us to actually open at 6 a.m. A lot of bars can't do that, and so since we reopened, we've harnessed every hour that we're allowed to be open, and we have launched 6 a.m. Club, which is essentially first at the Fox. The first person to get to the Fox in the morning and order gets a commemorative wristband that says 6 a.m. Club.
No way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So a lot of people don't know about that. But as a bartender and an owner, when before we open the doors, it's fun to look outside and see, people running to get here first because they have to
That,
get their wristband.
that is
Um,
fantastic.
yeah, so there's only one given a day.
Well, I'm gonna have to put that on my list of things to get done. As somebody who's lived in PB for 18 years, I've been in there plenty of times. But
Yeah, it's actually bucket list. I think on one of those where you win their awards for having best bar or whatever, and
okay.
yeah, yeah,
Well, and you mentioned, really maximizing all the hours you can, and
yeah,
the unique nature of being able to open at 6 a.m. Um, your family has owned this business for decades, and in the ever changing, you know, climate and roster that is Garnett Avenue.
yeah.
What's been your secret to your success, and particularly in the last couple of years with COVID and whatnot? Were there any particular challenges, and how did you guys get through them?
Yeah, COVID was really bad for a lot of people. We were shut down for 15 months. and I decided to stay true to myself and keep the door shut and not be open for business.
Mhm.
If I was going to open during COVID, I would have had to change the hours of operations, and I would have had to sell food,
Mhm.
and that was a no-go for me. And I just wrote it out, man. We just locked the door. I came in here every week just to, flush the toilets and keep the plumbing going,
Mhm.
um, and to check on things. But I had no intention of opening during that pandemic.
I think that's hugely commendable. And yeah, I mean, with as tough as that has been for everybody, to know that our business owners are putting the needs of the community, before their may own bottom line is a testament. And, and the fact that you guys were able to write it out is fantastic. It would have been an absolute shame to see Silver Fox go. But now that things are opened up, are things back to normal for you? Are they getting there?
Yeah, we're like I said, we have all the hours, 6 to 2. We had some old staff come back and some new staff, and so that's been a lot of fun. And just being shut down for that long, we realized how important we are to this community, and people really reached out. Um, People they're calling me, sending me instant messages saying, "How can we support you? Um, can you have t-shirts we can buy? What can we do to help you?" And just the outpouring of love. I mean, it got me through the pandemic because I was dealing with my own stuff too, with thinking I was going to lose the family business. That you know I'm essentially doing this to honor my mother and her legend. So it was tough.
That's incredible and inspiring. And I with entrepreneurship, being a key to success as a small business, you had the unique experience of growing up in this particular business. I know you said you worked there when you were young. Did you go to school in a way that dovetailed with this, or did you try any other careers first? How did you make that decision from just like, hey, it's my family business, to no, I'm going to make it my business too?
Right. Yeah. Well, when I turned 21, my mother threw me behind the bar and said, "Good luck, kid. Have fun." And I was like, "Oh my gosh," And I worked Friday nights as a bar back, and I worked Saturday and Sunday mornings, 6 a.m. to 11.
Oh, wow.
And then I finally was like, I can't do this anymore. I have to go to college. So I went away to school. I went to the University of Arizona,
Oh, nice.
and I focused on art history and East Asian religions of all things, um, which was fun. I had a great college experience.
Yeah.
And then after I graduated, my grandfather just passed away, so he had left me a little bit of money, and I opened up a pet nutrition center,
Yeah.
and it was focused on holistic care for animals, dogs and cats mostly. Um, like herbs and vitamins, and kind of dealing with the whole being rather than just focusing on a disease. It's
Mm.
it's a whole being kind of thing. And then my mom came out to see me, and I showed her my books and my business, and she's like, "I need your help." She's like, "I don't have anything like this at the Fox, and this is going to be your place, and you need to come home and do this." And I was like, "No way." I don't want to be in a dirty old dive bar. I'm dealing with holistic stuff, man. Like, polar opposites if you really think about it. And she's like, "Okay, I'm giving you 6 months to think about it. Otherwise, I'm gonna sell the place."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I called her in like 4 days. And I said, "I'm sorry. I thought about it. You're right. Okay, I'll come home and help you. And then I'll decide after 6 months, I'll decide what I want to do."
Hmm.
Because this wasn't on my radar. And I was kind of commuting from Tucson to San Diego every week and checking on my business. I had to hire a manager there. Anyway, short story long, I sold the business to a person that worked there, and it's still there to this day.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool. Yeah. And I came home, moved everything back home, and took the place over. And that was 21 years ago now. So my mom did this for 20 years at the Fox,
Hmm.
and I'm on 21 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been pretty great.
well, I'm absolutely thrilled to hear things are coming back, and that's cool. As interesting as the Silver Fox is, just walking in, not knowing anything about its ownership or the family behind it, it's
Yeah.
even more so now. So that's really cool. Thank you. Um, obviously, Park Bench and this outreach, these kind of conversations are focused around Pacific Beach and the community. And I always like to give business owners an opportunity to talk a little bit about what they love about PB in general, or other businesses that they coexist with and support each other. And anything like that you'd want to talk about?
For sure. I mean, as far as Pacific Beach goes, you know, the community has just been amazing. I mean, unbelievable. And you know, when we opened a year ago yesterday, we reopened a year ago yesterday. We opened at noon, and people were mad that we weren't open at 6 a.m.
Hey.
Anyway, hey, just give me a minute. I'm on an interview. That's my kid sensei.
Well, I'm his sensei too.
Oh,
Wait, Miller?
oh, really?
Yes. You didn't know that?
You see who it.
Haha.
What's up, Sensei? My kids have been going to his dojo.
Right? See what I'm saying? This is an amazing community where we all support each other. I know, right?
That is too much. That is
my
too
kids
much.
Been going to that dojo for 10 years. You know, he supports us and we support him, and it just kind of makes the world go around, you know?
That's too much. I have two boys. They're
Me too.
turning 7 and 9 this summer, and yeah, they've been going to learn Shell and Kempo from Sensei Miller for years. So we'll make sure to link all the his stuff too.
I mean,
I've been bugging him to do one of these interviews for a long time too.
Well, he needs to, because he's my
Clearly.
recommendation to you.
He can stop interrupting yours and do his own. All right. Well, I can't think of a better way to sign it off than that, but I do want to thank you. I am going to get my 6 a.m. club wristband. I'm going to make sure all my friends do too.
Yeah, and you know what I tell people is it's not always about the alcohol. A lot of people don't know this, but the Silver Fox, we have our own coffee bean and our own coffee line. And
know that?
So yeah, we when we opened, you know, we realized that, you know, a lot of people have new drinking patterns, and some people stop drinking.
Right.
But they still want to be social, and they still want the experience of the Silver Fox. So you can come in and have a cup of coffee if you don't want to drink. I mean, we're here for everybody, over 21, of course.
Of course. No, that's great. And I'm very happy to help share that news or reinforce it, I think, with most of the community, because like I said, just a fixture, and who doesn't know the Silver Fox? So Julie, thank you so much for your time.
For sure. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course. You have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.